You're very welcome to Saturday Night with Miriam. Joining me tonight, Michael Lister is here to tell us how his wife saved his life after his recent heart attack. Tiny dancer Lily May is here with her parents as her treatment comes to an end. Cork football star Valerie Mulcahy with her new wife, Meg Blythe. And Bibi Baskin is here and back from India. Plus, we've got great music from Corner Boy. And by the end of tonight's show, one lucky viewer will have won a cash prize of €5,000. Well, look, my first guest tonight had the whole world and the whole nation behind him last weekend as he came so close to winning the British Open at St Andrews. His performance saw him jump 719 places in the world rankings and has put him firmly on the one-to-watch list. He's still only 22 and he's still an amateur. Please welcome Paul Dunn. You're so welcome, Paul. Hi, how are you?
I'm great, yourself?
Oh, geez, we were all very proud of you. Were you thrilled?
Thanks very much. Yeah, it was great. It was kind of a mixed emotion week, you know.
Yeah.
Starting off way better than I expected, but a little bit of a disappointing finish. But it was a great week. Yeah. Let's
start at the great bit, though. I mean, on the final day, going in as joint leader, like, what did that feel like?
It was a bit weird because I was used to watching it on TV. You know, I remember the previous major. Me and my friends were up till 4 or 5 in the morning watching Shane Lowry see if he could win the US Open. So it was weird because when I was there, it just felt like a golf tournament. But then when you got home and you saw the hype around the TV and all that, it was just something different. So it was a bit crazy.
Because it was amazing, because I suppose you were catapulted hugely onto the world stage. And remember there was even stories like people at first mistook you for Jordan Spieth at first, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange week because I had the same hat on him, the Under Armour hat for the week. And I have a tendency to walk with my head down on the golf course. So I could hear the murmurs from the crowd. You know, people were like, oh, there's Jordan Spieth over there. And then I lift my head and disappoint everybody. So at the start of the round I had a big crowd, and by the end of it there was nobody there. Then as the week went on, you started to hear people being like, oh, it's the Irish amateur, he's doing well. Yeah. And then by the last day, everyone was like, yeah, that's Paul. So it was kind of like a gradual progression as the week went on, but yeah.
Do you think on the last day, I mean, I would imagine the pressure must have been enormous going out as joint leader, unexpectedly, so unexpectedly. Do you think pressure did get you on that final day?
I don't think so personally. I didn't feel any more nervous than I was the previous few days. I just hit a couple of shots early in the round that I'm just not used to seeing, you know. I hit a wedge shot heavy on the first and then hit a big block off the tee on the second, which I haven't seen myself do in years or ever. So it kind of just rattled me mentally a little bit for the rest of the day. So maybe if I started off a bit better, it would have been different. But I don't think nerves were a big factor in it, no.
Do you think, you know, golfers often talk about the psychology of it. I remember interviewing Paul Carrington a while back and he's very much into the psychology of it. Do you think it is a lot about psychology, golf?
Yeah, obviously there's the ability and technical aspect of it, which is really important. But once you get to the top level, everybody's able to play, and it's about who can handle the situation that they're in. So I think mental preparation is really important. But you got to learn how you best prepare mentally for different situations. So hopefully this experience can teach me a lot going into the next one, because I've never been in a situation like that. And yeah, hopefully next time I'm there, I'll handle it a little bit better on the last day and maybe.
Yeah, but you handled it brilliantly up until then. Were you always a great, like as a little boy, did people spot talent young in you?
I don't know. I started playing when I was 10 with a bunch of friends, you know, and we just, when you're that young, all you want to do is get your handicap down, and then you start getting picked on teams, and you just want to get picked on the next team. So I don't think you ever think that you're good enough, like to compete at that level. You just kind of keep playing. There's always a next level to step up to. So even now, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the rest of this season and trying to improve on that. So I don't think there was any spark. Well, not that I saw anyway. Maybe other people did, but
I think they did. And you've been studying, haven't you? You got a scholarship to the same university where Graham McDowell went, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah,
in the States.
University of Alabama, Birmingham.
Yeah. Was that a great experience?
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed getting away from home, you know, getting a bit of maturity that way, learning to do things for myself rather than have mum and dad do everything for me. So I enjoy the independence of it, getting out, obviously less class during the day than in school here. So and just playing in different conditions, playing in a lot of heat, different types of golf courses. So I really enjoyed it.
Because you're an amateur, right? Even if you'd won that top prize, is it true? I think it's about 1.6 million. You couldn't have taken it. You wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got any. I don't know exactly how much it was. Yeah, somewhere between 1.5, 2 million. But I didn't want to look. But when you look at your bank account and you only have a couple €100 in there, and someone tells you could win that much, it doesn't feel real. So you don't really believe it. It just feels fake. So I wasn't going to look at the prizes I was going to get because, I don't know, it just might have been a bit too much for me to take in at the time.
What now? I mean, you've jumped 719 places. Are you going to go professional, and are you going to sign to an agency, do you think?
Yeah, I've been speaking to a few different ones, but nothing concrete. I haven't chosen who I'm going to sign with yet. I'm going to wait for the Walker Cup in September, match against America, and then I'm going to turn pro after that and see where it takes me. That was the plan anyway before last week, so we're just going to stick to that.
And do you have your own heroes within the game? And have you been getting calls, or did people make contact with you when you were doing so well the other day? Yeah,
players at the tournament were great. You know, after the second and third round, I had the likes of the Irish guys, Harrington, Graham McDowell, Lowry, come up and say well done. Then other great European players like Justin Rose, Martin Keimer, then like Adam Scott, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth were all coming up congratulating me. So it was cool to get the respect of people that are that good. In terms of heroes, when I was younger, it was definitely Tiger Woods. I think everyone was, But and then obviously in the Irish scene, I had Graham, who went to the same university as me, so I was trying to follow his footsteps. And then Shane Lowry, who I would have played a bit with before he turned pro. So and then Harrington, who was doing well when I was younger. So kind of people at different stages to look up to, but they were all brilliant.
And like everybody, you've a support network around you, but it's your family really. They're in the green room out there at the moment, but they've been great. They were great, weren't they? Even up there in St Andrews, and I think your brother was even giving you food to eat. Yeah, there was 9 of us in the house. So once I got off the course, it was just business as usual with the family. My brother's a nutritionist, so he had little lunch boxes for me, telling me what to eat on every hole to keep my energy levels up, and he was making the food. And then when it came to like food from breakfast and dinner, everyone was kind of just working together. Mum and Dave, like my brother, were putting it together, and well, everyone was working except me. I was just lying on the couch. But it was great to have the family there. Just kind of kept some normality about it. You must be one of the most eligible 22-year-olds in Ireland. Are you single? I am, yeah. Well, you've got a really beautiful personality. You've a lovely way about you. You're very modest, so I reckon you're going to do great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being my guest, Paul Dunn. Stay there. Okay, competition time now for you at home. By the end of tonight's show, one of you watching will win €5,000 in tax-free cash to spend however you please. So hit the shops or take a break from your bills and enjoy a hassle-free summer. It's up to you. Well, for your chance to win the cash, answer this. In which of these venues are the GAA All-Ireland Championship finals traditionally held? Phoenix Park, Croke Park or Thomond Park? If you know the answer, call 1516 717202 or text the name Miriam followed by your answer and name to 57117. Viewers in the north can also text to 57117 or call the number on screen. You have to be over 18 to enter. Further details are on rt.ie/competitions. Lines will close at 10:35 tonight and you must be there to take my call, otherwise you don't get the cash. Well, my next guest captured the hearts and concern of a nation 3 years ago as a little girl who was battling a rare and aggressive form of cancer. With her treatment now coming to an end, please welcome tiny dancer Lily May and her parents Jude and Leighton. How nice to meet you. You sit there. Hi Jude, how are you? Lovely to see you. How are you, Leighton? Well, who looks absolutely gorgeous? Tell me about, you were telling me in the corridor, tell me about your outfit.
Well, I already had the dress, but I got the tights and the shoes and the cardigan and the necklace a few days ago.
Yeah.
And this necklace came with a bracelet, but I didn't wear the bracelet because it didn't look good on the
Okay.
dress.
What about the headpiece? I love that. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Uh-huh.
It's beautiful. And your hair, you got it on the glittery cardigan. I really like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really lovely. Now listen, I'm going to talk to your mum and dad for a few minutes. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Remind people, go back to when Lily May, you realised first she wasn't that well at that time.
Yeah, 3 years ago, Lily May presented with just back pain and she was a bit off herself for about a week. We went to the GPs and the GP said go on into Galway for bloods. The next day we knew she'd cancer and the following day we knew she'd neuroblastoma. We then went to Crumlin and we were told stage 4 neuroblastoma with a very poor prognosis.
And it's incredibly rare, isn't it, Jude?
It is 1 in 100,000 children. We have 7 children each year on average in Ireland that get neuroblastoma.
So the treatment, tell me what happened and what Lily May had to go through to make her so healthy and well today.
Well, Lily May embarked on a 21-month programme in Crumlin Hospital that involved 8 initial very, very harsh chemotherapies and then she had a resection. Her tumour was enormous. It was 13 by 7 by 6 centimetres, which is like the size of my face, squashed up. And so she had surgery to remove that. She had high-dose chemotherapy where she was in isolation for a couple of months. We then went to London for targeted radiotherapy and then she then had an immunotherapy trial for 6 months in Crumlin. And then we embarked on the DFMO trial in Grand Rapids, America.
As a father, Leighton, it must be very difficult to watch your precious little girl go through such treatments and be so ill.
Yeah, you look at her now and she looks so well. It's great to see her.
Yeah.
I was recently looking at photos and you see her where she lost all of her hair from the chemo and that brought back memories of the injections of GCSF and IL-2 that I had to give her injections every day, twice a day, morning and night, and that was one of the toughest things that I had to do. Lily May had to suffer much more.
Lily May, you remember losing your hair, don't you, and all that? What do you remember?
I remember losing all my hair.
But it's your hair is so beautiful now, isn't it? It's really, really beautiful. And you've a little brother, haven't you, as well? Tell me about him.
Well, his name is Evan and he's 5 and he's got a black scooter that he loves to play on. I play on it too.
And is he good to you?
Yeah.
Or is he annoying?
He's good.
Is he good?
Yeah.
And how, you know the song, the wonderful song, how did that come about?
A wonderful friend of ours, Stephen Mackin, had the idea and he picked Tiny Dancer because Leighton and I are both ballet dancers and she is the tiny little dancer. And he got together a group of 200 voices from amateur Irish musical societies. He then got practically every famous singer in Ireland. It was incredible. It was an incredible experience and it went straight to #1. It was just amazing. It charted on what's called the vocal charts all over the world. It became the biggest selling charity single in Ireland after Live Aid.
It's incredible. And what about now, Leighton? She's been going for treatment. Tell me about going to the States, because I know she still goes there, doesn't she?
Yeah, we're coming towards the end of a 2-year trial. We've had to be going over to Grand Rapids every 3 months as part of the DFMO trial. We're in and out of Galway every month for bloods that get sent over with urine over to the States as well. Our next visit is not until January. There's been a small change for us now in the trial that we get to go over every 6 months. So January and June, so we get to have little holidays in Grand Rapids over on the beach.
You love it in Grand Rapids, don't you? What's the best bit? The snow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it exciting over there?
Yeah.
What's the best bit?
Well, last time I went to Grand Rapids, I stayed at my friend Meg's spare cottage.
Okay.
And her spare cottage is down by the lake.
pretty.
And the lake has a beach, but the lake actually looks more like an ocean than a lake.
And you're back in school. Have you just finished senior infants?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm
a big
on my
girl.
summer holidays now.
Okay.
And when I'm done my summer holidays, I'll be in first class.
That's a really big class, isn't it?
And my little brother will be in senior infants.
And do you love school?
Yeah.
And obviously this is an extraordinary trial that she's on, which is great because Lily May's looking so brilliant and is so healthy. But do you worry about the trial as well, or are you just happy with how it's all going?
No, we feel absolutely honoured that she is part of this trial. She's the 32nd child on the trial and the first European on it. We actually have 3 other Irish children now also on it. The data on the trial is almost too good for us even to comprehend. We have 20 children who finished the 2-year programme and currently 19 are cancer free, which is just miraculous. So we just are so glad that this opportunity came up for us, and we're so thankful to Crumlin Hospital and to Dr. Giselle Scholler in America for saving our baby's life.
And I believe you have a little present for me. I think your dad has it there.
And this is the gold ribbon to raise awareness for childhood cancer.
Oh, thank you so much, Lily. And Lily May, because you were so nice and gave me a present, I've got a present for you. This is for you, Lily May. And this is for your brother Evan, because he couldn't leave him out. What do you say? Ladies and gentlemen, Lily May, Jude and Leighton. Congratulations. You look beautiful. There's lots of presents in there. Do you like colouring and making things?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being my guest tonight. You're going to go out and open those presents now? Yeah, good girl. Okay, well, look, still to come tonight, Valerie Mulcahy, Meg Blythe, Bibi Baskin and Michael Lister, so please stay with us. It's fab. Okay, welcome back. My next guest is a Gaelic football star with an amazing 9 All-Ireland medals. And last month, she married her girlfriend of 7 years. Here to talk about life as newlyweds, please welcome Valerie Mulcahy and Meg Blythe. Lovely to see you. You look fab. Well done. Hiya, Meg. Well, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Last month, wasn't it, you got married?
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago now.
Yeah.
It was only a month ago. A lot seems to have happened in the meantime.
How was the day?
Great.
Beautiful, yeah.
Great.
Very special, and I think it was more that we were so relaxed and just got to enjoy it, because I guess we were a bit anxious of being fretting and that, but it was actually really enjoyable. So will I tell you about the day? Yeah. So we went to Camden Fort for the ceremony, which was a beautiful spot. Yeah, there was that's been run by volunteers. It's a gorgeous spot. It's basically a military camp, military base down in Crosshaven.
Yeah, beautiful.
And from there, then when we got to do our photos and that, the guests got to enjoy the scenery, and we then met them below in the yacht club, which is just a few miles down the road. So they got to go there, and what happened next?
We got a boat there from.
Oh yeah.
We arrived by boat.
Yeah, it was just the weather.
The
was
grand
unreal.
entrance.
Oh, you're lucky.
We had the best day of the year. Really.
And the photographs, I mean, the outfits are beautiful. Your dress is beautiful. Your outfit is beautiful. How did you choose the various outfits?
I, since I was really small, I've had kind of an androgynous style. I just like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I decided to wear a suit, but I just kind of matched Val's dress, but she actually bought her dress, I suspect, before she even proposed to me.
No,
it arrived in the post like 3 days later.
Yeah, I just saw it online after I proposed, so I said I'd go get it because I quite liked it.
Yeah.
And then
it was peach.
I had a bit of threading, and Meg had to do a bit of matching. And
Yeah.
Did you try it on a lot? She tried it on.
She tried it on for like 100 people. It had little snags in it and everything from just being tried on. So I had no suit. So I went into Reese in Dublin and I said, my partner has a peach dress, help me. And they gave me a gorgeous blue blazer, and I kind of matched up with her. But I mean, she was going to change her mind about a couple of days before the wedding, and so it was kind of last minute.
And is it true? Did you have 7 bridesmaids instead of groomsmen?
Yeah, we like
Tell me about
them. We kind of wanted to pick our really close friends and family, so Val picked her sisters and her cousin Caroline, who she's really close to, and I picked my best friend and my aunt, who's kind of like my sister. She's only 4 years older than me, and then the most important person really was my friend Jacqueline. I made a bet with her years ago. We were just friends, and she was trying to convince us to go out with each other, and she made a bet with me, €1,000 bet that I would someday marry Val. And so I said, I'll give you €1,000 if I don't marry Val, and if I do, you can be my maid of honour. So I rang her and I said, I owe you €1,000, and she was like screaming down the phone with happiness.
She's delighted,
and she was delighted, yeah. So
she seemed to be doing the convincing to get us together, because I think we just had a great bond and a great friendship, and then I think everyone else was trying to convince us to get together, and we didn't want to break the good relationship we had, but it all worked out brilliantly.
Yeah.
What about the proposal?
Yeah. So, well, I had a plan A. So I basically had my ring ready, and her ring ready, and I wanted to bring her to the beach where we first had our kind of first date, basically our first official date. And when I got there, I noticed that there was a man around the beach, and I had told her we were going there so that we could go in and do a bit of recovery, because I'd like to do that, you know, being an athlete and all that. You have to go in and get your body right, and it's good for recovery for the muscles. So I went to the water anyway. I was wondering how to get her out of the car, but it started raining, and I was conversing with your man. So
and I wouldn't get out.
Yeah, there was a bit of reluctance. So I had to abandon that plan of proposing to her on the beach, and basically I brought her to the restaurant where she would have spent a lot of her childhood in Myrtleville. So it was still significant, and knowing Meg, basically I had to be quite discreet, because she tends to get mortified.
There was people next to us, and I was crying, and I was really embarrassed.
I knew that if I went down it would be a bit too much, so I just slipped it there.
Yeah. And interesting, you've been together for 7 years, haven't you? But I saw you, of course, in that great Donal Cusack documentary. Yeah. And was it after that, though, a lot of people who maybe didn't know you were gay, that it became, I suppose, national news?
Yeah, I guess the media picked up on it, and it was more national, but...
was the reaction okay?
Oh, it was actually fantastic. It was a lot even better than we'd ever planned, and it was just overwhelmingly positive. And you know, I'd love if everyone else got to experience that sense of, you know, people coming up and just being so happy for us. And just, I guess one thing that stood out with me was that one thing that stood out. Yeah, it was a lovely feeling. I mean, everyone, you know, came up and just, I suppose, commended us on being on it and sharing our story. But, you know, what was significant was older generation. I remember one lady came up to me and she said, you know, just us holding hands at the end of it and having a peck on the cheek and walking away together, you know, like any ordinary normal couple. Like, she just said that it was really sad in a way, because she didn't get to have that when she was 30. Yeah. And, you know, there was a bit of a missed opportunity there. But thankfully, with the referendum and all that, I think things are changing in Ireland. And people
I mean, you got married before, obviously, the marriage referendum comes into law. Has that made a difference to you both?
Yeah, it would have been completely different had the referendum not passed, I think, for us. But we got engaged and we decided to go ahead with a civil partnership because my mum was unwell and I just felt that was more important. So we were going to go ahead with it, but it just so happened that, you know, we were ready to get married, and then this opportunity for the referendum happened, and then the referendum was won, and then a couple of weeks later we got married. It all just seems like such perfect timing.
Yeah, it was.
And we get our free upgrade now in September or whenever it comes in, and I'm sure we'll have another excuse for a party.
And where did you first meet?
So, you probably tell that story better.
She was living with a friend of mine, and I just called over to the house, and she was there, and that
was it.
we had nothing in common, but I just really was attracted to her. I just wanted to spend time with her, and we really had nothing in common, but we just ended up spending every day together. We were best friends for about a year, and then obviously my friend Jacqueline convinced us it'd be a great idea to start going out.
Yeah, I think we probably knew, but I was just very drawn to Meg, and it was kind of unexplainable, but I guess that's love, and it's nice to just go with your feelings rather than thinking things too much.
Yeah.
So that was it.
And children? I was reading something the other day. Someone asked you, didn't you?
Yeah, things get blown out of proportion, but no, I think I guess when you're gay, or when I was growing up, it was kind of tough. So I thought I'd have to lose that opportunity, or that was going to be written off. But things have progressed, and I've been able to get married, and I'd hope maybe that we would be able to have kids. But there'd be nothing surprising or unexpected happening. Unfortunately for us, we don't have that luxury. So we'll see when my football career. I think we'll consider it then.
Yeah.
And obviously, talking about your football career, Cork, brilliant for Kildare, but not a great day for Cork today.
Yeah, I just saw it there. Disappointing for the lads,
Yeah.
They put in a lot of work, but these things happen, especially after losing to Kerry. It's probably tough for them to try and come back and have a positive attitude. Just a week later, tough turnaround.
But you've won 9 All-Ireland medals. I mean, more than most guys, actually, like 9 All-Ireland medals. But do you think that women's sport, women's football, that it's undervalued?
Yeah, well, I think definitely women's sport is undervalued. I think we've a long way to go to try and improve things, and I guess that's coming from our history and being second-class citizens for a long while. But we have a bit of a fight to do, and I think we have an obligation ourselves to probably promote our games and to try and do what we can so that maybe future generations don't need to have the same struggles, or try and get the recognition or the support. Because I think it can be disappointing sometimes when we go to the match and people aren't there in that. But I think in Cork there is a huge respect for us, especially after winning so much, I think. But maybe the women have to win a lot more to be respected.
Well, you train all the time anyway, don't you? She spends her whole life training, doesn't she?
Yeah. You have to go back in the morning for
to train, are you?
10 a.m. training. But I love it. Like it's competitive, it's good.
Yeah,
and I think
keeps her going.
Yeah.
I think it's the partners that have to make the sacrifices because we definitely get the rewards, but often they're kind of putting their lives on hold a bit.
It keeps her occupied anyway.
Yeah. But congratulations on your nuptials just last month, and thank you so much for coming here to chat to us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Okay, a quick reminder of our competition for you at home. By the end of tonight's show, one of you watching will win €5,000 in tax-free cash to spend however you please. So hit the shops or take a break from your bills and enjoy a hassle-free summer. It's up to you. Well, for your chance to win the cash, answer this. In which of these venues are the GAA All-Ireland Championship finals traditionally held? Phoenix Park, Croke Park or Thomond Park? If you know the answer, call 1516 717202 or text the name Miriam followed by your answer and name to 57117. Viewers in the north can also text to 57117 or call the number on screen. You have to be over 18 to enter. Further details are on rt.ie/competitions. Lines will close at 10:35 tonight and you must be there to take my call, otherwise you don't get the cash. And I'll be phoning the lucky winner live at the end of tonight's show. And my next guest was a household name on Irish television, and she shocked everyone when she left RTE and Ireland for new challenges abroad. But after nearly 20 years away from these shores, she's moved home. Here to tell us how she's getting on, please welcome the wonderful Bibi Baskin.
Wow, lovely to see you.
I won't bring you the
Wow. I'm envious immediately. You've got it easy, Miriam. When you walk onto your show, it's flat.
No steps?
No steps. I used to have to stagger down about 5 steps on the BB show in 6-inch high heels and look straight ahead at the camera somehow. I mean, who can walk down steps and look straight ahead and then remember to smile? Jeez, I was wrecked afterwards most nights.
But you did it very well.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you did.
Thank
But
you.
listen, when and why have you moved back? You moved back to Cork.
I moved back to Ireland
Yeah.
and I chose Cork, yeah. The why is really that, you know, I went to India a long time ago because
Yeah.
I was bored and I like new things, I like new places, I like new challenges. Well, I've been in India now 14 years, so it's not new anymore. It's not unfamiliar anymore, and I think it's time to move again.
And are you happy in Cork?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. The people are just very welcoming to me. Woo, a few there maybe.
Yeah.
And the city itself is very manageable.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes mates of mine drive through the traffic in the evening and they say, oh my God, the traffic was terrible on the South Link or down the Quays. And I will say, listen, mate, it's not Bombay, you know?
Yeah.
That's where you get chaos.
In other words, it's a huge cultural difference, I assume, going somewhere like Cork from living in India.
Well, yeah, but I'm Irish, you see.
Yeah.
It's like coming home. Yeah, like coming home in many ways.
Is it different? Have we changed at all? Like, is Ireland still as you remembered when you lived here, or do you think we've altered or
No,
changed?
it's moved. For one thing, like we get a lot. I still have the hotel in India, by the way. I'm not going to keep it forever, but it's still there. It's just that I've restructured it so I can be here.
Right.
But we do get quite a lot of Irish guests. And by Indian law, I must have an Indian business partner. And during the Celtic Tiger years, this man said to me, what has happened to the people of your land? They've got very bossy and demanding.
Wow.
That has changed back now again. The other major difference that I see and love is that it's all very multicultural now. I can meet Indians whom I love dearly, and I think that's very good, but I don't think that we as a nation are very good at integrating other nationalities. I think we have a lot to learn.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, do.
Remind me, where did you grow up? You're from Donegal.
Yeah.
But tell me about your background. You've an interesting background.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I grew up in Donegal. And
Ardra, is it?
Ardra, yeah. And I went to boarding school in Dublin when I was 12. And unlike a lot of people, I loved boarding school. And I couldn't wait to get out of Donegal, to tell you the truth. It's a beautiful place. It's fabulous to come on a holiday to. But my father died when I was 6. And I think my life was very gloomy after that. I wasn't lonely, but I was alone. And being Protestant, I went to a Protestant school that only had 12 pupils. So believe it or not, I must be one, well, almost unique in Ireland, if you can be almost unique, in that I never had a classmate. Never had a classmate. 12 kids in the school, 8 classes, 8 into 12, 1.4. And I have 2 sisters, but there's a big age gap. They're a lot older than me. So it was very much a sort of an alone type of existence, to the point where alone became my norm. I was never unhappy about it, but that became my norm.
But interestingly, you were also and are a great Irish speaker.
Oh, I love
from
it.
that part of Donegal. How did that come about?
That came about because my mother had a great love of all sort of cultural Irish things. She didn't speak the language, but she did all the dances. She was just very fond of being Irish, and she used to send me for private lessons in the evenings, because really, in truth, there wasn't too much Old Gaeilge in the Proddy school. You know, there really wasn't.
But you learned it well. And how did you come in here? How did you get into broadcasting?
Well, I decided that I'd like to work in media, and I started out as a print journalist. In fact, that's one of my great loves, and I'd love to get back into it again, as well as a few other things. And then I became editor of a new Irish language newspaper called The Nish.
Yeah.
But you see, I think I've always been characterised by restlessness. You know, it's a while here and a while there. And one fine day I thought, when I was editor of Nish, I'm going to write a letter. It was in the days of writing letters to RTE, and I can